President John Dramani Mahama has described Wednesday's fatal helicopter crash, which claimed 8 lives, including 2 ministers of state, as a wake-up call for urgent action against illegal mining. He made the remarks as hundreds gathered at the State House for a government-organized memorial night in honor of the aides. Our presidential correspondent Akosia Ochre was there and witnessed this ceremony for us and currently joins us live. Akosia, for those of us watching on TV, we saw somber reflections of people closely connected to these persons that perished in the helicopter crash. You were there at the grounds. Tell us about the atmosphere there at the forecourt of the State House this evening.
Sorrowful indeed, Charles. You can just imagine the number of people who trooped in here at the State House to join the government, the state, to mourn these 8 persons who lost their lives. I'm talking about people from the diplomatic corps. I'm talking about the Sierra Leonean president, Julius Maada Bio. He touched down in Ghana yesterday and so was present today to join in the vigil. There was also members of the New Patriotic Party led by the minority leader Alexander Apenyo Marking. They came in here in their numbers to join the NDC, the government, to mourn these 8 persons as well. There were also very key members of the clergy who were also here, senior members of various institutions who also came in here. Clad in black, of course, looking at the intensity of what had happened during the week. You can't tell the sadness on their faces as they came in here to join government in the morning. Speeches were read, tributes were read as well, and reflections. Of course, the night was dubbed a night of reflections and memorial. And so we had the various institutions from defense, from the environment, to you name it, the national security, the National Disaster Management Organization, all coming in here to pour their tributes to these 8 gallant soldiers. And from all that I have been picking from these tributes that were read is that these people served in their best capacities. They did not showed any form of negligence, and so they were very deep in the job that they were given, and they performed their duties to their utmost best. And so these were the reflections that were read. And then the vice president who spoke as well, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, she mentioned that upon all that had happened, there are lessons to be learned in there. It was not time for the nation to be divided, to politicize this issue, as she mentioned. And then the president as well also took his turn, spoke about unity, and also spoke about the fact that this means that there is a call to action. He did not specify what specifically he meant, but he mentioned that this is a call to action. He also reflected on what had happened last week with regards to the car incident, the car accident that involved some 15 children of a church organization in the Ashanti region, and mentioned that he was in touch with these families of the 15 persons and all of that. And so that was what happened here, Charles, at the State House.
Well, you mentioned the president. His speech crowned the event today. We know that the president had very close relations with these persons, especially Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, whom he had shared several memories with. Do we get the sense that this is the second time we're hearing the president speak after this incident? Do you get the sense that the president may be gradually recovering from this incident?
Well, I do not think that recovering is the word to use, because who will recover from this tragic incident that has happened? But it's just, to show strength to the public as a leader of the country. And so you should expect him to come out showing some form of bravery in his speech. But deep down, you can tell how this incident has hit him very hard. and not just him. Yesterday we saw the First Lady as well. Today as well, her mood was just the same. You could tell some tears dropping, and so it should tell you that the president is not going to recover. Dr. Mahama was one of his right-hand men, and so you can tell what this means to him. And not just that, many do not know that Alhaji Muniru, who was the Deputy National Security Coordinator, was in charge of his personal farm up north. And so you can sense that relationship that he had with Alhaji Muniru, and as well as the vice chair of the National Democratic Congress, who was also deep in the affairs of the National Democratic Congress as a party, dealing with the president as well as the Council of Elders. And so that relationship was also there. So he's not going to recover from this. He's just showing some form of strength to the public.
Well, we also know that there were families of these departed compatriots there at the event. Describe to us the countenance of these persons as these tributes were read in honor of their family members.
Well, we are told that the families, or some of the families of these 8 persons, have been home monitoring closely what is on the ground here as the state event was held. Most of them have been engaged in some form of, engagements and visitations from people from all walks of life visited their homes. And so most of them, personally, I did not see here, but I'm told that they monitored in their various homes. Some as well, we know that some vigils are being held across the country in Takrady and all of that. And so some were engaged in those vigils. But for those that I spotted here, specifically the children of the vice chair of the NDC, Dr. Samuel Sapon. In fact, they had just left a while ago. I saw the 2 of them, Emmanuel and then Nelson. They are keeping it cool. Yesterday we spoke to them. They said that they leave it in the hands of the Lord because they know that it is His plan. And so they had nothing to say, but they are just wishing that their father would be laid to rest peacefully. And so that's it about the families of these 8 persons.
All right, I'm grateful to you, Akosia. Akosia Trim is our presidential correspondent here at ChannelOne TV and City FM, reporting from the Reflections and Memorial ceremony, which was held today in honor of the 8 persons who perished during that Wednesday tragic incident in the Ashanti region where a helicopter crashed.